go. All right. We're good to go. Oh, look at the lighting just kicked in. Right on. Welcome, everybody.
Happy Saturday.
Yes. So let's make sure that you can hear us. How's the audio?
Audio good?
Audio good? It's always a double question because now I get to find out what the delay is.
Yes.
It's good. Remy
Yay!
says it's good. Okay,
Great.
cool. Everyone says it's good. The lighting's a little bright. This is some makeshift lighting we got here at the last minute, but it looks pretty good if I sit back here like this.
Yes.
We got palm trees behind us and a whole bunch of stuff to give away.
As Mario said, let's win some stuff. Yes.
I thought that was a good comment. Mario said, yeah.
Yes. But we have you from absolutely everywhere.
Yes.
I've been writing it down as it's been coming in, but we've got Maine and Georgia and Virginia and Texas. Texas.
Yes.
Are you guys okay out there in Texas?
Is it over?
And then, someone wrote in from Quartzsite. And so, anyway, Alaska, which is way up there, but on our map, it's way down here. So, anyway, hello from every corner.
Charles wants to know if I got the Bronco yet. Well, hey, look, you gotta wait till the end of the giveaway.
Why, are you going to give yourself one?
No. You know what? I don't know. It's just a matter of it's when, not if, right?
Okay,
Right,
good.
right.
We can, my dad always says, I secreted it.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's what Mark's doing. He's secreting his Bronco. So
The F-450 started off as a joke. Let I remind everyone.
Oh, I remember because I have a dog.
Yes.
Because
All
of
right.
it.
Speaking of the dog, we should probably say a couple housekeeping items as to what happens if, for some reason, we lose internet connection, which I don't think we do. We've got full battery here. I could always charge it in, but I put it right here next to the window.
We cracked the window.
Got the little crack window.
You all know the RV hacks.
Yep. But in case we were to lose a connection, and because this is public, what Trish and I would do is we would initiate a new public live stream on the E3 Camping Association YouTube channel, and then just refresh that page and find the link again. That's probably the fastest way for everyone to get back on. And then the only other thing that could possibly interrupt this live stream is Charlie.
Or our children. Because we have Victoria visiting,
Yes.
so it's not just Caleb. So anyway, we're just joking about that.
No, but Charlie's, I bring that up because every time we do a live stream, Charlie, I think he senses our energy. He's looking at me right now, and he'll come around and he wants a lot of attention when we do live streams.
He's like, you guys are excited.
But I don't think anybody would mind having Charlie interrupt, right?
So, yes. Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
Caravan with the Bronco. Oh, let me tell you something right now. We get that Bronco at some point. Mark's secrets it into his life.
Yes.
We definitely need to do some kind of fun event, showing off trucks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound like fun?
Oh, yeah. Okay, we got a long list of things to go through. I wanted to talk real quick. And by the way, let's just talk about the giveaway, what we're giving away tonight, how it's going to work, how does it work for members, how does it work for non-members, and then I got some other stuff to update on, and then, of course, we'll get started.
Okay, so this all works. Welcome, first of all. This, if you're an E3 member, easy peasy lemon squeezy. You're already in, right? You knew that.
Yeah.
And if you're a non-member, you signed up, and we'll be doing the members first, and then the non-members.
Mm-hmm.
There's a different list of fun and exciting things. We can go through that list if you want.
Well,
to.
I mean, you saw on the page, right? I mean, we're talking about two, not just one, but two bonfire solo stoves, which we've absolutely loved this season.
So much fun.
And
we
then
had no idea.
there's some huge stuff in there, like a Battleborn battery, which is crazy, and then the Midland Power Station, which we don't have, but I'm looking at this saying, need that. And then, of course, Furman generators, all sorts of stuff. But even the non-member stuff, the prizes, are stuff that we use every single day and absolutely love.
Yes.
And in fact, speaking of stuff that we use and love, tonight, Trish and I was looking for something in the back of the Airstream, and I came across something. I said, we got to add this as a surprise giveaway. Okay? Here we go. Ready? Look at that.
Oh, boom.
How do you
love these things?
Love these things. And I'll tell you why I love these so much. Anytime we go to a grocery store or somewhere we have to park with the RV, inevitably someone will block me in and I will not be able to leave.
Isn't that the funniest thing?
Is it crazy?
I think it's like a magnet. People are like, oh, that must be a good spot to park.
I don't know what the deal is, but it happens a lot. So these things, of course, their intended use is emergency stuff, but that's what I mostly use them for, is blocking off.
Give you some space.
Give me some space, because you never know exactly how long Trish is going to be at the grocery store. It could be half hour. It could be March. You know,
patience is a virtue, Mark.
that's what I hear. So
yeah,
we added this last minute to the list.
yes.
Okay.
So so we are doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, let's see here. You can participate. You're already participating. So many of you
Yes.
in the side comments here,
Mm-hmm.
but a bunch of E3 crew members are in there. They're chatting with you. They're
Yes.
making sure that they catch everything. So, but we're going to try and do that as well. We'll see how good we are at multitasking so that we can answer some of your questions. And then I also posted on Instagram today, what are your questions about these products? Because as we're giving them away, we would love to share with you how we've either used them, what are the best ways, where do we store them, what can you do with them, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. One last update before we get rolling, and that is the E3 Camping magazine for, I think it's coming out this month, is looking stellar.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we're going to do...
Like visual candy.
It is. It's great.
It is so beautiful. The pictures are wonderful. The design is gorgeous. And I love having the contribution of the community
Yes.
in the magazine, because then we're getting real field experience, and you can learn, you know, where to go, what to do, what not to do.
Yeah, sure. You know, on that note, if you're an E3 member and you've got a great story or a how-to or something, definitely ping us and let us know, because it would potentially make a great article, and we love including members in the magazine. But one of the things I was going to say is when that magazine comes out to you this month, it's going to be complemented with a video from Trish and I, because we wanted a way to give kind of an update, and we thought the frequency of the magazine would be a good opportunity to talk about like stuff that's happening. Like Keith and Alyssa, you might know from RV Entrepreneur, we just recently interviewed on working remotely. They had so many great things, so that's edited,
a wealth of knowledge,
and ready to go. She mentioned another article about like 50 jobs that you can do remotely. Next week we're actually hooking up with Tammy and Eric with Techno RV, and they've given some things for the giveaway.
Yes.
But we're hooking up with them inside their Class A, hopefully doing a live call from inside their Class A if all the tech on that works.
Oh, and all of you Class A owners or motorized in general, if you have a question that is just burning and you'd like it to be addressed, please email it, because we will address it with Tammy and Eric.
Well, and there's stuff going on there too, because we've got all sorts of motorized plans in the horizon.
So we just figured that when the magazine comes out, it'd be a great opportunity to just do a short little video just to give you kind of the skinny on what's going on.
What's going on, maybe some of the favorite stuff in the magazine and stuff like that. And by the way, if you haven't seen the RV insurance webinar yet, you got to watch that.
It's a podcast, I think.
It's a podcast. It's a podcast, and you'll find it in the library under podcast. We thought we had a good handle on, you know, being full-time or semi-full-time and having insurance. We learned a ton. And we're going to be making some changes as a matter of fact.
Any entrepreneur, business owner, someone who started a new project knows that it's not what you can do well, but the things that you don't know or don't understand that will snag you, right?
Yeah.
And so learning about insurance from a professional was so great, because he was like snappy.
Well, and we get
to the point.
He knew it. Justin knew his stuff, and a lot of people write in and they don't know how to handle full-time insurance, what exactly it covers, and sometimes they end up with a snag with not having a physical address. And what we learned is that has a lot to do with who's actually writing the policy, because sometimes a policy writer just doesn't really understand things, and it could actually get written incorrectly. So it was a good conversation.
Blew up a myth.
What was that?
That you should, well, I don't know how to say this exactly, but like you should be honest with your insurance.
Oh yeah, well provider. a lot of people are just kind of like, I'm just going to get my insurance policy and I'm not going to disclose everything. And he said, no,
just give it to me straight.
Yeah, give it to him straight.
So anyway.
Okay, so that's kind of an update what's going on here. So we thought we would start with the member items first, but this is not exactly just a giveaway webinar. What I wanted to do is kind of mix in some of our personal experience with these items. So it was in a way a best practices. And then before we even do that, we wanted to talk real quick about camping gear in general, because if anybody is new to the whole RV scene, it can be daunting, overwhelming, all the stuff that you need to get going.
What do you need? What do you not need? We've created a bunch of videos about that. So we can dive into that more offline, because I know we're excited to win some stuff, okay? But we just wanted to touch briefly. RVing, camping, getting out there has all to do with being together and creating memories, and very little to do with cool stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's really not what it's about. It's just convenient and super fun. So tonight is all about the fun, about giving it away, but we just want to put that perspective on it and that lens, because it really is about grabbing your keys, grabbing the people you love and getting out there and making a memory. And the people that carve out that time to do it, whether or not you throw a tent in the back of your car, or you have a big old fifth wheel or a Class A, whatever you do you. But just remember that it's not about the stuff.
No.
It's about the memories, because that's what's going to last the longest. So anyway, we're excited you're here, and we're excited to do this together right now.
Okay, so now
I think we need to spin that wheel.
Yeah, the rubber is meeting the road right now. So here's what we have, which is pretty good. Where is our list of things? You've got them on this computer. I think that's what we're going to do here. So I have what's called the Wheel of Names. The Wheel of Names. Can you see that? Now, it's kind of an interesting color because there are so many names on the wheel. Normally it would be like red and blue and green, but when you that's what all the colors combined look like. But when I hit that, it's going to spin around and it's going to very slowly stop on one name, and then it's going to do confetti and all sorts of fun stuff.
Okay, but we're doing the Furman first.
First.
That's what it says.
Okay.
Okay. That's what it says.
Well, that's what it says. Yeah.
Okay.
Here, we can mix it up. You want to open this up?
But we're going to do
right
this
here.
first, right?
Hold on. Yeah. We can do that first. Okay, there.
Oh,
nice
okay.
and big now. Nice and
Yes.
big. You want to make it even bigger?
Okay. Someone did ask the question, do we have a Furman, and
Yes.
what size is it?
Okay.
Sorry, I don't mean to be a tease. I know you want to hit the wheel. Okay?
No. We'll answer the question.
Said,
We've had two Furmans. It's the 2100 watt Furman generator. The only reason I have the 2100 watt is because with the bed slide and the back flip, it's the only one we can fit in that space. The one I wanted is the one we're giving away. And that is the 3300 watt, or it's in the threes. I don't know the exact number.
Yeah.
And it's the hybrid Whisper model propane, so it runs off of propane and electric.
Ooh la la.
Okay, so you don't need like an easy start to run your air conditioning unit. You can just run it, and it's a pretty cool little deal. It's a great alternative to solar.
Yes.
For a lot of people that want to just get going.
It's like a step, right? Because we started with a 12-volt battery.
Yeah.
And then we moved to golf cart batteries.
Yeah.
And then we moved into the lithium world, which was like, what?
And then lithium plus solar, lots of solar.
But the generator really gets you through so many of those years to make sure that you can cool off and keep the lights on.
Well, that's just it. It's air conditioning. And air conditioning can often be the weakest link in the whole equation. And so being able to run your air conditioning unit means that even if you have a lot of solar, because right now we've got 6 lithium batteries, we still have our Furman.
Yeah.
And so, by the way, because we have an easy start on both air conditioning units, I've not tested this yet, but I will. I did call Jason, who's the co-founder of Furman, and we think that with a 2100 watt inverter, we can sneak by running 1 AC. Yeah. We just haven't had an opportunity to test it yet, but I think it'll work. I can't wait to try.
You got to hit the wheel.
Okay, got to hit the wheel. Okay. Okay, you should have hit the wheel. All right, here we go. Can you see this?
Okay, ready?
Okay. Hold on.
I'm so excited.
Here we go. Come on. Oh, what's that say? Robert Davidson.
Yeah.
Okay. So
There was confetti. We need our little woohoo.
I know. You mean my sound
Yes.
machine? Yeah, I agree. Okay, so Robert, there's really nothing for you to do because the E3 team has your email and they will email you. So even if you're not here, you will know. And that kind of goes for everybody. Okay? Trish, what's next?
Oh, you ready? You ready to just hit yes?
I don't think there's anything more to talk about generator.
No. Okay, Midland. We're doing the 2-pack of radios.
Okay, then we'll start mixing them up.
Okay.
So Midland. All right, so this is something we actually don't have. And when I started looking into it,
we have a 2-pack of radios.
No, that's not radios, Trish. That is
it says
2-pack of radios? Oh, hold on. Oh, it's the next one.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, so 2-pack radio. All right. Well, yeah, we do use these. And if you don't have kids, good chance they're going to be available for you.
Right. When both the boys, because Victoria was not the problem. Okay, let's be real. When both the boys were with us in our travels, those things would be dead all the time.
Yeah.
Because they took them everywhere.
Yeah.
And I remember going back home and going on a trip with our friends. And for one reason or another, we decided to give them a radio and we kept a radio.
Yeah.
With walkers. Yeah. And we were playing like Trivial Pursuit.
Yes.
Between the two cars.
Yeah.
So there's adult fun.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just have to use it for backing up your rig.
No.
You can do all kinds of fun.
Well, and for those that like to dry camp a lot of times you'll be out and sit in an area where you don't have cell phone coverage and you really need it. And then there's some safety elements to it also. All right, so hit the thing here.
Center?
Yeah.
I just go right in the center.
Yeah. Just the wheel.
Just the wheel. It's like
there you go. Here, hold that.
It's a donut.
Hold that. I like having two computers. That's nice.
Bing! Is it going to stop?
Yeah.
Yes! Luke Torres. Luke, come on down. Midland Radios have just entered your life. So, well, I hope you have fun with them. And I hope that you are able to keep them charged, unlike we do.
Yes.
And it should be an absolute blast.
Okay, that's why I was confused, because the what it said on the Excel file is the PPG 1000, and the PPG 1000 is it's a power station for charging your computer, charging your. I mean, it's got an actual 110 volt, not 110, but the plug that goes in.
Yes.
AC
Yes.
power. It's got 12 volt and it has USB, and it's powerful, and it comes in this little briefcase. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, this is a great bridge from 12 volt when you're out there and you're dry camping, that you can actually charge your computers, and it's stuff that we actually did when we first got going here. And I wanted to edit a video, and we didn't have the house batteries to support charging laptops and computers and drones. We carried a little, I think they call them lithium generators. So that's what this is. And it's $1,000. It's a huge giveaway. So hit the name. I can't speak to it personally because we've never had it, but like I said, I want one.
That's when you know it's good, right? Isn't it like a Christmas
I want
present?
everything here. Yeah.
That's what my mom used to tell me. You know
Okay.
a gift is good when you want it yourself.
There we go.
Gene and Laura Burns.
Gene and Laura Burns. So,
I'm
Gene and
writing this
Laura,
down.
you have one. I don't. You have one. Let us know. Let us know how it is.
Yes, please let us know how it is. So what do we call this?
That is the
PPG.
E3 is keeping track of.
I know.
everything.
I just like to
Okay.
know.
Okay.
Yes, I just like to know.
All
okay,
right.
I think that we need to take just a little time here,
Yes.
and we need to talk about Battleborn.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
Battleborn completely revolutionized my camping experience.
Yeah, I remember you cooking in the dark in Joshua Tree with a headlight on, and it was kind of one of those things as a husband when you realize that you might be losing your wife. You're right. I mean, it's just one of those situations where you kind of hope, and you know what? It doesn't always have to be this direction.
You wouldn't be losing me. I would be losing camping.
Okay. Well, thank you. Well,
Okay,
thank you. But you know what I mean, and speaking of your dad, Jeff and Mel, it'd be the other way around, right? I mean, Mel would be fine. Jeff would be like, "Oh no, we are not.
Yeah.
We're going to a hotel."
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah. My dad calls camping a chorecation, and so
Well, he calls RVing a chorecation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so anyway, but he's the kind of guy that has his waters lined up in the fridge, and things are very
all the Topo Chicos all lined up. It's great to visit and pull it out, and it gives you a look. We always replace our Topo.
Yes.
Anyway.
So anyway, I don't know.
Battleborn batteries.
Be careful. Battleborn batteries. Okay. So, what I love about this particular live stream is that we get to be totally tell you what we love about all these products. It's not like a commercial. It's just really our experience.
Yeah.
And so Battleborn batteries changed my RVing experience because I was able to do so much all the time. Anybody who is working on the road, who wants to be connected, for me, it was trying to keep a family sane, right?
Yeah.
And for us, we need to be cooking. We need to be we need to do normal life in a small space. And it's possible, but I need energy.
Yeah.
If that's the best way to say it.
Yeah, we got to have stuff charging, and it's kind of nice when you pull into a Harvest Host that you can just life goes
It remains
normal.
the same.
Remains the same.
Yeah.
And then you want to dry camp for a few days, you have the resources.
I probably wouldn't have needed them when the kids were super little because they were so busy just playing in the
Playing with dirt.
But then once they reach a certain age and they want to be connected,
They don't want to play with dirt anymore.
They don't want to play with dirt anymore. They're like, why are we here? There needs to be a wow factor, and that helps. So anyway.
Wendell says that we want Battleborn batteries someday. Let's see if someday's now. All right. Or you want to hit the button? I like when you hit the button.
Okay, ready?
It's kind of okay. It's spinning. It's spinning away. Can you see that? Oh, that's good lighting right there.
Let's see. That's working. That's
Let's
working.
See. Boom. Oh, it's kind of like an ambulance in your rearview mirror. Is that for
see
all of us or
Let me
just
see
me?
Charles!
Charles Cannon. Wow, Charles, congratulations. Super cool. Okay, so speaking of Battleborn batteries, and let's just say, speaking of Charles, let's just say Charles has two 12-volt batteries or a single 12-volt batteries. We get a lot of questions. Can you just simply swap out your 12-volt batteries with lithium? And the answer is yes, but. Okay, you can do it because it's a 12-volt and everything's cool, but your converter is the device that actually charges the battery, and your converter is probably a lead acid converter. Now, if you remember the teardrop days, I know Trish won't forget the teardrop days, but in the teardrop days, we elected to keep our converter, our non-lithium converter, meaning that it would only charge the battery up to 12.4 when we were connected to shore power, but we got it up to 14.4 when we were connected to the trailer or through solar. So that's the drawback. I had lots of conversations with very smart people and people at Battleborn. They said there's no damage, there's no consequence, there's no safety issues with keeping your lead acid converter and having lithium. Should you at some point move to a lithium converter? Probably be a good idea, but I don't think it's something you have to do. So Charles, if you don't want to, you don't have to do it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
One of the other questions we received through Instagram today was about cold weather and lithium batteries. And we're not going to get into it. It's a huge conversation. But Battleborn took the time. This is why we love them, right? They took the time to answer their customers' questions and do all kinds of scientific research. We were lucky enough to be there that day.
Yeah, we were there that day.
When they were doing part of the testing. And so if you go to their website, I'm sure they'll have some
There's a huge paper that they wrote about cold temperature charging that you can check out.
Yes.
Really cool.
So anyway, if you have those kinds of questions, because at some point battery conversations start sounding like Snoopy conversations to me, like wah, 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 wah.
Yeah.
So, but
it's a lot of amps and watts.
It's a lot of conversation and it is very interesting.
But let's bottom line it.
Yes,
they're very expensive, but
I didn't know we were saying yes to that. I thought we were going to say yes, they work in the cold.
No, they are very expensive, but you can't kill them. And I kill batteries. I mean, we're busy. We got other stuff going on. I found out that for every 1 week you are not connected to shore power, you need to add distilled water to your lead acid batteries. Now,
we said, say what?
Wait, a week?
What?
Let me ask you, who out there is adding distilled water to your lead acid batteries after 1 week of dry camping?
We weren't.
Okay,
but I also kill all houseplants.
Let's do the Garmin.
Garmin. All right.
Okay.
Particularly awesome if you're in a Class A.
So we have this Garmin. We have this Garmin. You haven't seen it yet because I mounted it up on the truck, and I couldn't see it. Now that's not entirely true. We already had a GoPro.
It was my problem.
We already had a GoPro up on the dash, and I had it up there. And I said to Trish, I said, this thing is really cool.
Yeah.
And it's really big, and it's a really cool touchscreen. And we thought this would be really ideal for like a big Class A or motorist RV where you had it out there and things like that.
I just can't. Okay, here's the thing. In an F-250, and I've never driven a 350, but in our 450, the mirrors are already so big. They essentially take out cars, like not take out cars, but
an entire car could be parked behind it.
An entire car will disappear behind the mirror, right? So I'm already managing that, like making sure I'm really looking around. And then the dash, and I'm vertically challenged, okay? And so for me to look over that and the thing, it was me. I was having a problem with it. But we were like, if I had a bigger windshield or if I was slightly taller, this would be amazing because it's so dynamic.
Well, when you go into the app, and we'll get to it here in a second, but you can choose the exact type of rig you have and the height and the width and all this other stuff. Now, one of the reasons we went to an Airstream is because we actually enjoy using Google Maps. But you don't have to, or if you had a height issue.
That was like a deciding factor.
Well,
but we like being light and tight.
Yeah, we like being light and tight. But anyway, all right. So you can put in the height and weight, and then you can get that exact.
And you don't have to have, what would you call it? Bridge trauma?
Oh,
like
low
nightmares?
Low clearance.
Wait, did it go?
Issue. It went. So did it show up? Let me ask you. Did it show up like an ambulance behind the rearview mirror?
Can you see it backwards or forwards?
I don't think you can. Here, you can see.
I'm looking.
Oh, I can kind of read it backwards.
Video seems fine.
Ron and Sue.
Ron and
Sue.
Look at it.
It shows up normal. Ron and Sue Porter.
Good.
Okay, because for me, it shows up like an ambulance is in your rearview mirror, which is why they flipped the. Yeah, you all know. Okay.
What would you like to do next?
Wait, what was that?
That was the Garmin.
Oh yeah, that was the Garmin. All right, so congratulations, Ron.
Yes. Okay. I say we go solo stove.
You want to do
There's
both of them?
two of them, so let's just do one.
2 solo stoves.
We're gonna space them out. Let's talk about solo stoves.
Somebody's
See?
up. Somebody's
He
up over
knows
there. Okay.
that we're like
Okay, so
talking.
solo stove. Here's what we've been digging about it so far. I light it in a single match.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Anybody who's done any amount of camping whatsoever knows how humiliating it is to use an entire box of matches to get the thing going. Okay?
Okay, there is a unique. I don't know how to say it, but it's pretty funny when you put a video out, right? And you're making a fire, and then you get comments like
How you're making the fire?
how you're making the fire, and we're already like,
And how I'm
I
not
know
a
it's not working. I already know it's not working. I don't need any comments.
Well, so then I got the butane thing with the little like that. And again, it's like the walkie-talkies. If you have teenage boys and you have one of those things, you're gonna run out of fuel. Forget about it. It's gone. It's gone. You'd be like, it was just
Yeah,
anyway.
just to see it. So anyway, so now with the solo stove, you make an H pattern.
Well, that's
like
what we do. The Boy Scouts, I think they do
make
like
a
they do a
teepee.
teepee, but I do a little H,
And then poof.
and we put a little haystack down there at the bottom. One match because there's no wind coming through, but the wind that is coming through, Charlie's just went on the tip. The wind that is coming through is coming up like this, and it catches the smoke. It sends it back down the chambers and back up, which does 2 things: makes it burn hotter. 3 things: makes it burn hotter, minimizes the smoke, and then it burns the logs slower. 3 things that we have really been enjoying. And so the bonfire, which is the one we're giving away tonight, fits underneath the tonneau cover on the bed slide, so I can close it. Comes in a canvas case.
I like
It's
the
pretty
canvas
slick.
case because then it stays clean and nice. Let's hit that button.
So we're going to talk a little bit because we're giving away. Oh, I don't want. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to say the secret bonus prize is a free ticket to the E3 Camping Conference, which of course is in Vegas. And as long as we're talking about Vegas, I've gambled with Trish only 2 times, and both times when you hit the thing, this mysterious hand comes from behind me and hits the cash out button. And it's like, and one time it was just the airport. We just like had a layover, and then like ding 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 ding. I'm like, why are you hitting cash out for? Just cash out. That's what she's doing right now. She's cashing out.
I hate it. Only because I feel like I'm like wasting my money. So anyway.
Okay, here we go. First solo stove, first bonfire goes to
Yeah, let's see. I can't
right there.
see.
Right? Oh, you can't see? You should
No.
be here.
Eric Donahue.
Eric Donahoe, congratulations.
Donahue. Donahue. I think. Donahoe.
Yeah, Donahoe. Eric.
Oh, great.
Nice. Okay, right on. Well, let's do one. Just do both of them right now.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, you want to hit the button again?
Boom.
And here's the other thing that we did not realize was a benefit to the solo stove until we started camping with it, and that is, we'll read the name and I'll tell you. Who's that? I can't read backwards, but you can pull it up here so you can see. Here you go. Jennifer
Oh,
Lueck.
Lueck?
Yeah.
Okay.
So congratulations, Jennifer. So one of the things that we realized only when we started getting it is that now we can move the fire anywhere we want. I had no idea how significant that was because we would be at campgrounds and we would want to do a video by the fire, and we couldn't because the fire ring was like in this really weird spot and it wasn't right. Well, now we've just moved the solo stove wherever we want. But once you get it going, no more moving it.
Yes, because it's hot.
So you gotta,
Well,
you only get one shot.
One shot. I do like that. There's no trace, and that is something so important with camping.
Hold on, this is kind of
RVing.
crazy. This is kind of crazy.
What?
Jason Sutton is calling. Jason Sutton's the co-founder of, hey Jason, of Furman Generators. Wait, you're on speaker now.
How's it going?
We got a guest.
Live stream.
We've got a guest caller. I've got your speakerphone right next to the microphone.
Oh, right on. That's awesome.
So we gave away the generator.
Oh, great.
And were you calling to see if I was going to call you?
Yeah, I was checking in because we're actually in Lake Havasu on a big side-by-side ride with a bunch of friends out in the middle of the desert. We're camping and off-roading. But I wanted to call in because we're getting ready to jump back in the machines for a ride.
Okay, you jump on and go ride. We gave away the Furman generator, and
It was amazing.
it was great. And the other thing I'll say while you guys on the phone is Jason called a couple days ago and said, hey, I want to give E3 camping members a additional discount, which you'll find in the member section. So we appreciate all you doing all that, Jason.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure, you guys.
Okay. All right. Well,
Awesome.
have fun
Have
riding.
fun.
All right, thanks.
All right,
See
see
you.
you.
Have a great day.
All right, bye.
You too. Bye. How
Okay.
fun is that?
I reached out to a couple people in advance and I said, hey, I might be calling you to like do the giveaway together, but it all happened so fast.
It all happened so fast.
Okay.
So
this
yes,
Dometic we have to give away.
Dometic.
The
I want to
cooler.
call it a fridge.
Well,
but
it's a mobile cooler.
technically a mobile cooler.
Yes.
But it is so cool. The best thing is that you could even have this in the back of your truck. You could have this in your rig. You could go camping. You could put it in your boat.
Runs off a 12 volt.
It is amazing, and it gets cold in a flash.
So here's the deal about this Dometic compressor, and a lot of people who've been following KYD for a while know that we've had our fair share of refrigeration issues. And hey, Charlie, hold on. And so Charlie's just wrapping up a perfect bar. So anyhow, the thing about the Dometic compressor is that Dometic cooler is that it's compressor driven. It's not like the RV propane fridges that are absorption, which removes the heat. This adds cool, and it works 100% of the time in all conditions.
Okay,
It's so ridiculously reliable.
Here's the thing. We've got this great big beautiful fifth wheel. For those of you that may not follow KYD, if you don't, you should follow along, because we'd love to have you along on the journey. So anyway, but we got this beautiful fifth wheel, and literally the fridge didn't work. Day one, fridge didn't work, and we end up on our first trip in Disney in Florida, right? So anybody that's been to Disney, it's already so expensive.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm letting the cat out of the bag on that one, right?
No.
It is already so expensive to buy your tickets. And then we stayed at the RV park, which is amazingly fun.
Yeah.
I'm not like over the top Disney. I'm like, let's just dip my toe Disney. And I enjoyed it. I loved the RV park. There was stuff going on all the time. People were friendly. So fun. Anyway.
But you don't want to eat out 3 days.
You do not want to eat
3 days a week.
3 meals with 3 kids
No.
at Disney. It's so expensive. So anyway, Dometic came through for us like in a huge way. They overnighted that fridge to us. And then I was like, thank you so much, because I was able to feed everyone. And the impressive thing was gallons of milk, food. There were 2 sections.
Well, it was so good. It was so
amazing.
good that we operated out of that mobile cooling unit for 5 months. And a lot of people were wondering why we didn't get the fridge fixed. Well, because once the KYD train like goes and you have certain things going, it's just difficult to stop. And with something like a fridge, which has to be troubleshooted, they have to pull it out. So a couple things here. One is the Dometic thing is awesome. We can't wait to give away. We're gonna hit the button any second. Second is let's see. Oh, don't leave the RV dealer until everything's working.
This is a huge tip.
It's huge.
Listen. When you get your RV, if they have like a thing where you do like a dry run and you stay on site, go through every single system, because once you leave,
it's warranty.
Yeah.
Before you leave, it's sales. A huge distinction. It means that if you want to get the fridge fixed before you drive off the lot, they'll pull the fridge out of a different RV if you have a good dealer or a dealer that's able to work with you. Now with COVID, think such high demand. I don't want to like set that expectation.
Yeah.
But the point is, it's not warranty. The dealer has the authority to make some changes. Once you leave, it's warranty. Warranty means that you got to call the dealer, you got to get it approved, you got to pick a time.
It means red tape.
That was our mistake. So we wanted
red tape.
it means
so we
red
want to
tape.
warn you before you take delivery. Make sure all the systems.
Now we
work.
also had a Dometic for the teardrop. So we have had 2 Dometics.
We've had a little baby.
A little one and a big one. Okay.
Yeah.
So
but even the little one holds a bottle of wine upright. Just saying.
Okay, here we go. We got to pull your up the thing here. Where's the live stream here?
Okay.
Wasn't it here?
It's right here.
Okay, there we go. Is that
Renee?
Renee? Oh, Renee Street. Oh,
Renee
that's true.
Street.
Okay. Well, congratulations, Renee.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Renee, if you have an RV, this is amazing. If you don't have an RV, this is amazing.
How do you go back to your Excel file?
There you go, right
Just
there.
whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Okay, so we've done
I think we should operate off of this.
No. Okay. You want to?
Because
All right.
we kind of know the.
All right, let's do the Viair compressor.
Okay.
All right,
Okay. Yeah.
What do you want to say?
I want you to tell the story of Estes Park. You almost like jumped out of your skin at the opportunity to help someone.
Okay, if you didn't see the video, it was the Estes Park camping video. And we were in the national park, and there was this yellow Corvette on the side of the road as we were going into the park, and we didn't think anything of it. But then when we came out of the park, an hour later, he was still there, and we were in a thing, and we parked up beside him, and he comes up and he says, hey, you wouldn't by chance have like an air compressor, would you?
I mean, we're like in the middle of Estes Park.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming.
And I'm sure we're not the only people he's asked, because he's been there for an hour. And so, I mean, I told Trish, and this is what's funny about the video, is I said, I could hardly control myself, my excitement, and I as calmly as I could said, yeah, sure, I got a compressor. Of course, our compressor is built into the truck, so I mean, I just grabbed the hose, popped in the thing, and you could see the guy.
Little Viair, little.
Yeah. Well, I plugged it in there.
Yes.
Anyway, so and then pumped him up, and then just a couple days ago, there was someone that had a flat tire. Trish didn't see this, and man, we filled her tire like that. So the point of the moral of the story here is, what I love about RVing is being independent and self-sustainable and self-sufficient, and having your own air is phenomenal.
Because for people that are not like deep into the RV world yet, maybe they don't have a tire that takes more pressure.
More than 65 PSI.
Yes. So we were going in the very beginning to gas stations, because that's when you have a car, a sedan, a truck, you go to the gas station, put it in a little air, you're all done. We're like, why isn't this working?
Well, once we switched from D-rated tires to E-rated tires, that's when we needed more than 65 PSI.
Right, and we didn't understand. So we fixed that with Viair.
Yeah.
And
so what's cool about this particular compressor is that this Viair compressor, the 450, it has a little alligator. If you have a travel trailer, like a towable RV, you put it to your battery, alligator clips on the battery, and then it has enough distance to walk all the way back. In our case, with the reflection, we were 65 feet total length. And so no problem getting all the way back there. Which was great. So just really good. Button. Let's hit the button. Trish says cash out.
Cash out.
Okay. You don't have to hit it in the middle.
Don't go gambling with me. Okay? I am not your friend there.
All right. Here we go. Viair.
Let's see.
See if I can read it backwards. What does that say?
Phil? Is it a Phil?
Yes, Phil Johnson. All right, well, there you go, Phil. Now, you too can have fun filling people's tire in there.
Yes.
Yeah, in the RV park. So yeah, a couple days ago, this woman was coming out and she had a total flat tire, and she was just going down the RV park, like this, and someone stopped her and she says, "Oh, I'm just going over to the pool to get some air." And I said, "Don't go all the way down to the pool. I mean, I right here." She goes, "Really?" But anyway, it was like a standard minivan tire. It wasn't like a big trailer tire. I couldn't believe how fast that thing filled up.
Amazing. Okay, so I just want to do a little recap. So far, we've given away a Furman. We've done the Midland PPG 1000. Okay, this is a big deal. A Battleborn battery. Like I said, revolutionary. Okay,
2 solo
stoves that we had no idea how cool those were until we stood around one.
The Dometic
fridge.
The Garmin RV 785 navigation
just
thing.
1 second about Techno RV. We are going to have for members a great conversation with Techno RV.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you have Class A questions, they are going to help us get to
Well, we're going to do the live call from inside their Phaeton.
Yes. So anyway, amazing couple. I can't wait for you to meet them. I can't wait to hear what your questions are. So anyway, Viair. Super fun. Now let's talk about snap pads.
Okay, snap pads. So turns out Caleb and I were just snapping on the pads yesterday because snap pads have come out with a travel trailer version of these. If you're not familiar with snap pads, these are the feet that go on the foot of a stabilizer.
It's like your little shoe.
Yeah, and so on the Momentum, we had 6 hydraulic stabilizers, and the snap pads stay connected to the feet the entire time. So you just hit the auto level button, and they come down, and you don't have to go around putting stuff like let's just pretend this is a leveling block. You don't have to put that under the stabilizing feet. Maybe the only drawback is that sometimes, you've seen those Anderson buckets. Sometimes you like the height of that.
Yes.
So the only drawback is sometimes you need the height, and in that case, we just use blocks. But 9 times out of 10, okay, maybe 8. I'm making up the number anyway. So 7.5 times out of 10. You don't really need the height, and so it's nice to just, you're at a campground, you just hit the button and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but they make them for travel trailers now, so we put them on. But here's the problem we ran into. The Airstream, I mean, we've put our feet down on some very crooked things, and so our feet are bent like this.
Yeah.
So now I need to straighten out my feet. I need to take what's the foot doctor called? No more dad jokes. I need Dr. Scholl's for the Airstream.
Let's hit that button.
Let's hit that button. Okay, hit the button.
Okay.
I think it's better. Oh, sorry. I think it's better when Trish does it. Okay, so snap pads, one of my faves. You might need a little dish detergent when you put them on.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun.
Okay, what's that say, Trish? What's that say? Read that backwards.
I can't read it backwards in that far.
Okay. Edgar Hines. So, Edgar, tell us, well, we're going to email you, but tell us if you have, what type of RV you have, because snap pads are specific to the type of feet that you have. And no, they don't make Dr. Scholl's. Just made that up.
Okay, let's roll into the tire minder. Now,
all right.
Someone asked on Instagram, and I keep mentioning Instagram, that I asked today on our Keep Your Daydream.
Mm-hmm.
That is our handle. What are your questions about these products? And someone said, I don't understand a tire minder. How is
you mean a TPMS system?
Yes.
Okay.
How is it, what is happening?
What is happening? Okay.
What is happening?
So,
how is it communicating?
I wish I had a little thing. Let's just pretend this is the little transmitter that you would put on your tire. And when you screw it onto your tire, it sends a radio signal up to a device like a TPMS display in the cab of your truck. So when you look at in the cab of your truck at all your tires, you can see, let's say 65 psi, 65 psi, 63 psi, 61 psi, and the temperature.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a real long travel trailer, this particular model, I don't know if it comes with it or not, but it has a booster. And so you get a little booster and you just wire it into 12 volt, and that splits the difference between the display unit and the actual tires themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then it relays that signal. Here's why it's so important. It's not necessarily what the PSI is, it's what the PSI is compared to everything else. If you're driving down the road and every tire you have is 100 degrees, no problem. But if one's 112, you might have a problem.
So again, our motto is always start small, start now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just got to get out there. You got to do it. So we didn't even have one at first.
No.
And we got a flat tire on our first day.
Yeah.
Then we got one and it did more like this. Hey, by the way, your tire's flat.
No. We got a $100 one.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a $100 thing. And the tire that blew out in Canada was not reading. That one tire was not reading.
Well, it didn't just, see, this is why it's a big deal to have one of these. Our blowout didn't just wreck the tire. It ripped everything out underneath the rig.
It pulled out, it broke the fender.
Mm-hmm.
It broke the electrical cables, the brake cables to the tire.
You were literally putting in brake cables.
I had to rewire them on the side of the road.
Mark is like, I'm just rewiring the brake cables.
Well, it's not that big of a deal. It's a lot of people know it's not that big of a deal. But
What?
it's still one more thing that had to be done underneath the rig when it was hot.
Yes.
Trish made watermelon. That was really nice.
I made the
watermelon, yes. And then it shredded the plastic that goes above the wood. So then when we had rain, the water would come up and it would dry rot the wood.
Yeah.
So the point of the story is blowouts often cause more cost than good tires. I mean, and a lot of people ask what comes in or ask what tires we use. We use the Goodyear Endurance tires. They're rated up to 87 mile per hour speed rating, although we're not advising to go that fast.
Well, and the last 5 years, tires have come a long way.
Trailer tires have come a long way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's kind of what a TPMS system does. Hey, here's one thing for you motorized folks out there. A TPMS on your tow vehicle is a great idea. And the reason is if you've got some, diesel pusher and you get a flat on your tow vehicle, you are not going to know until someone's waving at you. And as you heard us say before, no one's really waving at you. They're waving you down. They're not waving at you. And so we were talking to Tim, if you saw that tour of his Newell.
Yes.
Tim said that he was looking at his TPMS. He saw that one of the tires on the Jeep was just a little off. He pulled over. It was about to blow. And he says, and that is actually, this is Tim. This is not, I haven't fact checked this. Okay.
Yeah.
But he said a lot of motorized RV fires are due to a blowout on the tow vehicle catching on fire and then catching the RV on fire.
Woo,
because you never know you have a flat and you're just cruising down the road at 55 miles per hour with a flat on the tow vehicle.
Hit that button.
Hit that button. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that Newell was awesome, Jay.
Oh
it
my
was
gosh,
cool.
It was something else.
Yeah. All right, what's that say, Trish?
I can't read that far. Deborah and Zachary Williams.
And Zachary Williams. So there you go. Oh man, this is high energy stuff.
I know, it's very exciting. Okay. Techno RV coming in again
Okay,
strong.
Techno RV is giving away the surge protector.
Yes.
And I'm just gonna make this one quick. Surge protectors are important because if you have bad power at an RV park and it does a little like electrical wonky thing to your RV, it can blow out your circuit board. and you've heard me probably say this before, but all the things on your board, your air conditioning has a circuit board, the water heater has a circuit board, the refrigerator has a circuit board, a lot of circuit boards.
Yeah.
And they're all like $250 a piece.
Right.
So this helps keep that running smooth. All your electric running smooth. So let's see who is going to get one. Who's that? Todd. It looks like Todd.
It looks like Todd. Yes.
Todd Bookspan.
Bookspan. Todd Bookspan.
I know Todd Bookspan. Okay, cool. Well, congratulations, Todd. Right on. Okay.
Okay, let's go back.
Okay, this is something that we do not have. An e-trailer has provided it, which we're grateful for. It's something that a lot of viewers have written in and asked for me to get because it's so cool, and that is the NOCO Boost Pack, the battery pack. So that little thing, Trish probably doesn't know. This little thing, will start your car.
That's like jumper cables?
That's like jumper cables.
Get
Isn't that
out
cool?
of town. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what that is, and it's about this big.
We should have that in Victoria's car. Then you're not subject to asking someone else. It's a safety thing.
What's the mom think about first? All right.
It's a safety thing.
I agree. Okay.
So
it is the NOCO Boost Pack GB70.
E-trailer, thank you.
Provided by e-trailer, which is super cool.
The coolest thing about e-trailer?
What's that?
Go to their website, and you can see so many amazing videos.
Bam. Brittany. No.
Wait, I can't see it.
No. Breffney
Madden.
Breffney Madden. Congratulations.
So anyway, I just want to say that if you are interested in watching some videos on installs, what a product is, what does it help you with, all that kind of stuff, e-trailer has a bazillion videos, and they're very helpful.
Now, this RAM mount, I can't speak to because we don't have one, but I tell you what is cool about what I know about RAM mounts is that they fit a lot of different phones. So right now, Trish and I have different phones, and so that can cause a little issue with the mounting stuff that we do when you and I drive. And, with Apple Pay, that's not a huge deal because sometimes I don't put it on the dash. But these RAM mounts fit a lot of different phones, and this particular one charges when it's in the case. So what I can say is that these things are absolutely essential. I think everybody knows that, especially when you're towing, right?
Woo!
Susanna Privet.
Susanna, congrats.
Okay, so this tonneau cover is not one that we have, but there's a couple things I want to say about a tonneau cover. We have the backflip, and a lot of people write in about what type of tonneau cover to get. And I will say that the thing about a backflip, the ones that flip, is I don't get the ones that like on the F450, they're super wide, and it blocked the camera from seeing the fifth wheel.
Oh, your backflip would flip and then go up finally, and then just. Totally
and so I would say for a fifth wheel, a rolling one like this one. This is a Pace Edwards that was provided by Stage 3 Motorsports, and Stage 3 Motorsports are all the stuff that we've been doing.
So
and
cool.
so they are giving away this tonneau cover that rolls.
And we should have done that just so that we had variety.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
But here's the thing:
whatever.
I didn't know the drawbacks until we did it because I just figured they were the same.
Right. Well, and when you like something, you're just like, okay, well, we'll do that.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you.
So this is a pretty big one. I will tell you, it rains a lot when you RV.
Yes.
Like a lot.
Yes.
And let's just get the winner here.
It's green for a reason.
It's green for a reason.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Catherine Skies.
Catherine Skies.
It's green for a reason. It rains a lot. It didn't take us very long to find out that we really needed to have a tonneau cover because you have all this camping gear on the back of your truck, and then it rains, and then it's all wet, and then you're going out, and we're putting it under the awning, and so it's really, as it relates to a truck and trailer, it's like one of the first, Trish was saying at the beginning of the video, some of this camping gear stuff is convenient. This is like one of the most convenient things to start with.
It helps with your level of frustration.
Yeah. Okay, Maglites. Let's talk about Maglites here. I like Maglites just because, when you're a kid, like having the big Maglite. Remember, remember in the 80s and the 90s, it was like he who had the biggest flashlight
wins.
Ruled. So what's that name say? It looks like
Is it a
Timothy. It looks like Timothy.
Close.
Timothy Martin.
Timothy Martin.
So now Timothy Martin will have the big light, but it looks like this is a whole kit that like mounts it and charges it and does all sorts of stuff.
So I was reading a book about a Navy SEAL and all of the stuff that he does to help this family live better in their house. And when he left, he made sure that there were fire extinguishers and flashlights in every single room. So I was like, oh, well, that kind of seems like a good idea.
Why did you want to give the name of the book?
Oh, well, the book, it
Living with a SEAL.
No, but it was Living with a SEAL.
Yeah,
it wasn't You Can't Hurt Me.
Yeah, Jesse
So,
Itzler wrote Living with a Seal.
Yeah.
It's a really funny book.
it's a really funny book. A lot of bad language.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
giving you that if you're not okay
Well,
with that.
meaning it's not a great audible if you have young kids, but it's a great
Yes.
read.
So you can keep it quiet. So anyway, but that was one of the things he said. So I ordered flashlights and what are they? Fire extinguishers. This is a game.
Arrows?
An arrow.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I
like
ordered
wet paper towels.
a 4-pack of fire extinguishers and like 6 flashlights for the cabin, and the boys are like, "Why is there a flashlight and a fire extinguisher everywhere I look?" So then,
Well, I'm glad you brought it up actually.
Why?
Because one of those fire extinguishers that Trish bought, I now keep in the truck.
Mhm.
And speaking of all these RV fires, I thought to myself, if we ever had a brake issue and the brakes ever caught on fire, I have to go out my driver door, around the rig or through the trailer, into the door,
yeah,
and I have to grab
there's no way
that
you're getting this
on
time.
the side of the road, and then I have to go to the thing. I'm like, no way, right?
No.
So now I actually don't keep it in the bed of the truck for the same reason. I keep it in the back door underneath that seat because I figure I can on the driver's side. I can go back, I can grab it, and I'm good to go. So that's where we keep our fire extinguisher, and we have a safety video on E3 coming that we're working on.
Okay.
Okay.
So bonus prize.
Bonus.
This is a ticket
Yes, to the E3 conference.
The E3 conference.
Yeah.
Pretty excited.
We're pretty excited about that. So, we've got a couple main stage talks that we're excited to talk about, right? And then we also want to share like some of the best travel destinations and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. We're going to do like a whole session on cooking because cooking is paramount to having a great time. Maybe you enjoy just going out to dinners, but at one point or another, you're going to have to cook, right?
Yeah.
And maybe you enjoy it and you want to bring it to the next level. We are going to find some awesome recipes to share with you.
And the E3 team right now is working with the hotel to see what are our options.
What are we allowed to do?
What are we really allowed to do? Because if you end up cooking with, like, let's say Marco from E3 Overland with Brad, then, they like the scuttle. And then I thought that would prompt into like maybe a whole thing about barbecues.
I don't think we're going to be allowed to use those, but I really hope we're going to be able to use tools of the trade, because otherwise,
we can still do it.
show.
We can still do it. So anyway, we have that planned. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff planned for the event. I know it's going to be a lot of fun. And one of the things that we love about meetups in general is other people making connections with each other.
Right. It's like essentially the most important part.
Yeah.
You come to get filled up, to get all kinds of new information, to get excited about getting out there. But then the silver lining is you meet people that are up to the same thing.
Yeah.
And so then you make friendships. And we're not just like saying this out of the blue. Like, we have had so many like serious camping friendships that have been made over meetups.
Yeah.
Like, they go out and they show us pictures now. Hey, we're together. Hey, we did this, we did that. So anyway, because
I wasn't waiting for you. I was just keep going. Hit that button.
So anyway, it's really fun to be in an environment where people are all up to something.
What's that
fun.
say? Rhonda? Yes, Rhonda Johnson. Rhonda Johnson. So hopefully we can see you there June 4 to 6 in Vegas.
Great. Okay. Well, I think that rounds out our
that rounds out the members, but oh my gosh, some of the best stuff is not best, but like some of the stuff that we use every day.
Single
Harvest Host memberships. We're giving away 2 Harvest Host memberships.
Yes.
And the LevelMate Pro. Everybody knows how I feel about the LevelMate Pro. But we get so many questions about where I mount the LevelMate Pro. I wanted to talk about that as a best practice.
Okay.
And then 3-year wholesale warranties, 3-year roadside assistance, and then X-Chocks, Anderson blocks, and then also 50% off of snap pads plus Midland radios. So for this, because the list was longer, the wheel of names is going bye-bye, but we have already...
It literally crashed the wheel of names.
It did.
Because so many people registered for this giveaway. So,
but we have a random number generator, and just before the call, I was in here like hitting the button, writing the name, and then writing the name. So we have all the names. You have all the names written down, right?
Yes, it's in this email.
Oh, it is? I emailed you?
Yes.
Okay. So let me pull that up real quick.
Here, wait.
Here,
it goes like this.
I don't want to touch anything wrong. So congratulations to all the E3 members. I'm waiting all that stuff. As Mario said, let's win some stuff. And
let's
you did.
Let's win some stuff. And we did, yes. Okay, right here.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then...
There we go. Yes.
Okay.
No to this.
Okay,
then,
yes to this.
So
okay.
Where do you want to start? From the bottom up?
Let's do it.
Okay, so the first one, because this is for non-members, The first one is a 1-year standard membership to E3 Camping.
Okay, let the learning begin.
Yes.
Okay, the motto of E3, the whole reason that there are 3 E's, is because we're educating.
Mm-hmm.
We are entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully we're entertaining, but hopefully you're getting entertainment. And then really, it all boils down to empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you have those things, when you're having fun, getting educated, it soaks in, and then you are out there and you're doing it.
Yeah.
Because that's the goal.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's everything behind E3.
And I will say the best is yet to come in the plans, and that's why we wanted to do the video update with the E3 Camping magazine, because we wanted a way to communicate the stuff that we're up to, because sometimes it's easy to forget about all the stuff we have in the works. We wanted a way to kind of bring that in. So,
yes.
All right, so who won that one?
We have
here. And here's the other thing about non-members. We only have first name and email. So we can't do first and last name, but we're going to give enough of your email to know who won, and then we're going to email you anyway.
Okay.
But if you're here, you would know.
We have right here.
Yep.
It's Richard, and it's Richard.
Oh, I think that's his last name.
Akers.
Yeah, Richard Akers. So
Richard
congratulations,
Akers.
Richard Akers. E3.
Well, I don't need to write it down. It's
team,
right
yeah,
here.
it's right there. E3 team will be getting with you.
Okay, so Anderson Camp Leveler.
Okay, yeah. Anderson Blocks.
It's Anderson
Blocks is people. So these are those half moon things, and you might have saw 2 videos ago when we were leveling. There were some people kind of hanging around with us, and one of them had an Airstream, and he's never seen that before. And he's like, "That's how those work." Because I see these RVs up on on these red blocks,
so
but I don't know how it works.
It goes bigger, like it goes like this and curves up, and then you either back up on them or you pull forward on them.
Yeah, so the idea is, which is really cool, is you keep backing and it keeps going higher until you're
where you need it,
to where you stop. So,
and then the best part is if you're looking at your phone.
Yeah, that's just what I was going to say.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, they're paired with they're best when they're paired with the LevelMate Pro, because now you're in your phone, you're in the cab of your truck, looking at your phone, and then you're backing up. But
it's like cheating. It
is like cheating. But I say in the cab of your truck. But even with an auto level system, I think it's good to have the LevelMate Pro, because a lot of times with the LevelMate Pro, we're jumping ahead here. With the LevelMate Pro, when you're dry camping and you're not going to disconnect, you can just stop wherever it's level. And then you don't have to worry about it. Even if you have auto level, you don't have to use it.
Right.
Okay, but the Anderson blocks.
Okay, so Anderson blocks.
Hey, quick tip on the Anderson blocks.
It's just about to hit the proverbial button.
If you flip them over,
sometimes
you can get height out of them too if flipped over. So if you don't have like the rubber mat, or if they're slipping, you can turn them over and drive up on them.
I don't think that's advisable.
It was suggested to me. I guess I should have verified it, but
you do you. Okay.
Okay.
This
Who's
is
getting them?
Adrienne.
Adrienne.
Yes.
Adrienne Croft. First name.
There you go.
Adrienne Croft. So there you have it. Yes. So Mario says the LevelMate Pro also has an Apple Watch too. So that's the LevelMate Pro Plus. And I'm a Garmin guy, and Trish's Apple Watch is never charged. So
I barely have my phone on me. Okay, ever. Well, I mean, that's not totally true, but the kids make fun of me all the time because we have a group chat called the Unit, and then
with a
flexing arm in it. Anyway, and they'll make fun of me because they're like, well, anytime that mom wants to actually answer her phone, I could actually ask a question. So anyway, long story is, I have a watch, but I didn't even bring it.
Yeah. Okay. So, but while you're doing it, let's do LevelMate Pro next. So I want to talk a couple more things about LevelMate Pro.
We're up at X Trucks.
Well, we'll just do LevelMate Pro now because we've been talking about it so much.
Okay, sounds good.
So I get this question so much. Where do I install the LevelMate Pro? I install it as far forward in the travel trailer as possible because I want it to reach the truck with as little Bluetooth interference as possible. And it works just fine in the very front. So in this particular RV, it's facing the passenger side all the way forward, and it reaches my phone no problem, which is great because, like I said, one of the big benefits is we're going to dry camp. I can just look at my phone, turn it on, stop, be level, put it in park, and you're done.
It's beautiful. Unless you are like super nitpicky and you watch the little green light turn red.
I must see green.
It goes green.
I must see green.
And then it goes red, and you're like 0.02% off.
So is it on the side wall or the front wall? So the Airstream has a little cubby for like books, and it's inside there. On the Reflection, I did it inside the closet. So I'd open up the closet, and it would go on the side wall facing the passenger side. Reason I put it on the driver's side is I want it closest to the driver, as far forward as possible. But a couple install tips. You want to put it somewhere where you can change that battery out. So you don't want to put it somewhere where it's so inconvenient that you can't get it in there and remove it. That's one tip. And then the other thing for motorized RVs, I think it's just as essential. I mean, you know, we've always used it for travel trailers, but for motorized RV, same concept. You can just look at your phone and know immediately if you're level.
And while we're talking about it, let's give it away.
Let's give it
It's
away.
Mike.
Mike.
And then
I think that's LaRue. LaRue. Mike LaRue.
Mike LaRue. Okay. So let's see here. Let's do
Okay.
X-Shocks.
Someone said they love your nose rub. Did you just rub your nose? Or did you? I thought
Oh, no, I went like this.
Oh.
Because you like to make, you have to see green.
Oh,
You did, like-
Trish was making. Mark was brushing his teeth and curling his hair. Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't do the crazy part. I just someone in this rig likes to make sure
funny.
that it's like perfectly level, which I benefit from. So that's good.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes.
So let's
Okay,
see
I got it.
X-Shocks.
Okay, so the X-Shocks. This is important. Okay. I see and hear a lot of comments about the X-Shocks that people are using them as chocks, and although it's in the name, they're not really chocks.
No.
They prevent movement from left and right. They stabilize the RV, but they're not really chocks. And if they're not in there super tight, which I don't crank them down super tight, but you could actually still drive. Like if you were on a steep, and that's probably why they're not supposed to be used without proper chocks.
Mhm.
And so now when do I use them as chocks? When I'm up high on one side, like let's say on those Anderson levelers, if I'm high up on one side, I might put it there for a little extra oomph. And I know it's not good to like move the trailer up and down when you have those in, but I don't care in that scenario. I think it's better to have the extra chalking, but just know they're really, you're supposed to, and here's the other reason why they're not chocks. You're supposed to disconnect before you put them on. Well, if you disconnect before you put them on,
That's not a chalk.
that's not a chalk, right?
No.
So I use the rubber chocks, the nice big thick rubber chocks, disconnect, then I level front to right or level up and down, and then put the chocks in. And then and if we don't put the chocks in the Airstream, it makes this really annoying sound.
Squeak.
Just a little squeak.
Every time
And the
you
X-Shocks
walk, it's
eliminates it.
just terrible.
All right,
Okay, X-Shocks.
so X-Shocks.
Kenton.
And the email is KW2190.
Kenton.
Kenton.
Congratulations.
So, between the X-Shocks, the Anderson blocks, and the Levelmate Pro, you are good to go on a travel trailer. And if you are a motorized, I still think the Levelmate Pro is really super handy.
Okay, now the next one here is snap pads, and we chatted about snap
I already
pads.
talked about it.
But I just want to say this is a hefty discount
Yes.
50% off.
Yes, right.
of snap pads.
And that's Bradley, and the email is 899 driver. Are you sure?
Mhm.
You read it then.
It's Audrey
Audrey.
Miller. Yes, Bradley, because we'll just jump right into
Okay,
that.
good.
Okay, Bradley won an RV Trip Wizard year
Oh.
membership.
Ooh.
Yeah, see, like that.
Yeah. Trish has the little piece of paper and she's fine.
It's very
Okay,
tiny.
so let's talk about Trip Wizard. You used it on this whole route.
I thought it was fun, and here's why. When you're full timing, when we first started, we were full time for about 3.5 years, I think.
About.
Okay, and then we did most of the time. That's what we do
Well,
now.
now I would say we're semi full time because when we travel, we are in a full time status, meaning.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know
semantics.
Semantics. So anyway, where was I going? Oh, okay. So, but one of the things that is fun being sometimes versus full time is the joy of planning.
Yes.
Because we didn't plan when we were full time. We're just like, well, where are we going? Unless it was like a big rock, and we're like, well, we have to get into this spot in order to be there
Like
for an event.
Key West.
Yes. So anyway, I'm telling you this because when I was planning Key West and all that, we had one reservation and we made one like days before, and everything else has been kind of whatever. But I could put the spots in, and then RV Trip Wizard sent me emails.
Mm-hmm.
I could have gone deep if I wanted to and figured out like what the gas would have been, the price of each thing. But also I loved because it gets really hairy when you're doing a very specific trip and you only have so many days. It keeps it all straight for you. Like you're leaving on this day, and at this time you have 2 days in here, and your trip you forgot about. You need to figure this out, and then you'll be able to see where you are, and you can map what the best location would be. I thought it was a blast.
All I have to say is there's a lot of OCD developers that were drinking a lot of coffee to make that. Okay, that's what I gotta say about that.
It's intense, and I love it. And you know what? I'm only scratching the surface on what it's capable of.
Well, you are, and then the other thing is too, we also use the RV Life app on our phone. Let me pull it up here because that's the great way just to get like campgrounds and stuff. So
Okay.
Pictures of the campground. All right, you got your trusty sheet?
Yes,
That
we
doesn't
have
look like it. Is it?
right there. We have a Maglite Flashlight,
Okay.
but it says 3, and we only have 1 name,
Okay.
so we need to get 2 more.
Okay.
We'll do that.
But where's the
There's Robert. See, we just did 1 year. We already sent to
Oh,
Bradley. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So then we have Robert.
Okay.
Okay, for the flashlight.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to be all lit up. It's
Mhm.
going to be fantastic. Congratulations. And then let's go right into the Midland
The walkie-talkies.
walkie-talkie kit.
Okay. All right.
Charlie.
A copy. It is Phyllis Armstrong.
Yay! All right, and then we are going to talk about Harvest Host.
Yes.
Okay, we haven't dove into this yet. If you do not know what Harvest Host is, it's like having an out-of-country experience because you are on like a vineyard. I'm not overselling this, okay? You're on a vineyard. They're like, go up on the top by yourself and
Very
enjoy the
family.
sunrise. They welcome you in, or you're on a farm or you're at a museum. One time we were like right next to the landing strip of a plane museum.
That's right. Erickson Plane Museum in just south of Eugene, Oregon.
Yes, and then when the museum closed, we were allowed to go walk around the planes that were outside.
I flew a couple. That was frowned upon. I will say, don't do that.
Did not
they
happen.
They were not happy.
They did not. We did not do that. And so, anyway, Harvest Host for what I would think is not a very big investment. You
Yeah.
are camping for free
Especially if you win it.
Yes, the initial investment. You are camping for free for the rest of the year.
Yes.
So we like to use it as our in-between stops. So because I only have a tolerance for so many days of dry camping. That's just me. Everybody should have their own like camping rhythm. And for me, dry camping a few days.
And I like Trisha's cooking, and so there's my threshold.
So if I can't wash dishes anymore, then we're not dry camping.
Yeah.
So anyway, Harvest Host, if you've never looked into it, you've never like
I'm going to say a
explored
couple
it,
things that we get questions
explore
about.
it.
A lot of people are like, "Well, I don't drink wine, so I don't think I should do it." People who make wine, people who grow grapes, they don't drink wine either. They drink beer.
Yes.
They drink beer and they wear boots, and they're like, I don't drink this stuff, but I grow some grapes. That's what they say.
Yeah, and we found that they're farmers.
They're farmers.
And usually there's a long history of farming. And so anyway,
And if they weren't growing grapes, they'd be growing something else.
Something
You know,
else,
they're growing grapes because they're in an area that grows grapes, but they're really salt to the earth, and they're they're really cool.
fun.
So yeah, don't think that because it's because it has to do with wine that like it's uppity thing, because it's
you
not.
can stay in. We've been to like a meat and cheese store before.
Well, and that's just
in
it. They have
Oregon.
museums and all sorts of stuff. So as you can tell, we're fans. One more thing I want to say on that,
Yeah.
on Harvest Host. You know, not all Harvest Hosts are created equal. A lot of people
No.
have a location and they participate in the program, and then you find a Harvest Host, and it could be your first one, and it could be kind of a letdown. That's happened. Sometimes it doesn't matter to us because we're just getting from point A to point B, and we found a nice, safe place, but there was really nothing going on. So give it a few. You could find a really great place, and then it could be full. And then, between having a bad place and a full place, you could want to give up. Don't give up, because it's worth it.
Oh,
But
huge. We've had some of the best experiences.
But, it's just like anything. The more popular something is, the more people are doing reviews. And the more reviews they get, the more people want to do this Harvest Host in this location. And then you're going to have to call in advance. It becomes like a popular RV park, especially if they only have like 4 locations. But anyway, that's all I have to say about that.
Okay, so we have...
Okay, so 3 winners. Mike.
Mike.
And that's his email. Your
Pie
email,
Run?
Mike. Pie Run, but spelled 007.
Different.
So 007. A secret pie run.
That's right.
And James Major.
James Major.
And Brad. And Brad is the flyer.
Yes. So
Your
congratulations.
email isn't the flyer. Your email is I am the flyer. But either way, you're flying.
Congratulations. Okay, I thought this was a really good one. 3-year roadside assistance.
Yeah, wholesale
From
warranties.
wholesale
Wholesale
warranties?
warranties gave 3 years roadside assistance. That's a long time.
That's a long time.
Yeah. And I'm kind of an advocate of having 2 roadside assistants, or I guess roadside assistants, because sometimes it takes more than 1 tow. Like a Good Sam policy will get you to the closest place, and the closest place might not be the place you need to get. And depending on your RV, it could be a $600 tow. So one warranty, 1 roadside will get you to point A, but then you have an opportunity to like sometimes the roadside, if you read the fine print, it'll take you to the nearest campground. Right. So that you could just get safe. Well, once you're in that spot, you'd be like, all right, now I need to find out, make some phone calls. Where am I going to go to get this fixed? You can call the other roadside.
Yes.
So I think sometimes 2, depending on, I mean, the cost of this towing this, like a tow is expensive.
It is expensive.
So who wants?
Well, and wholesale warranties, if you're in the market for a warranty, I would check them out. We obviously give them 5 stars. We think that they're great. We've been talking to them for almost 5 years now because we knew them back when I was doing a podcast. So anyway, they're very knowledgeable, and they'll tell you, again, where those pitfalls are in your coverage so that you're properly covered. Because there's some things you might not understand, like, well, what happens if you have a Class A and it's in the shop? Well, you kind of just lost your home. So now you need to be like in a hotel.
Yeah.
And then what kind of coverage do you need? So they just help you ask the questions that you wouldn't know to ask.
Yeah.
So I've really enjoyed them. So
okay, so Brian is the winner of this 3-year warranty. Brian, that's Bryan, and it's Brian Gibbs, 2008. So Brian, you created that email in 2008.
Good job. Okay, we've got an X grip.
Okay, so that's a RAM mount thing. So hold your phone like this. I'm doing an X mount imitation.
You are the X mount.
I am, and Trish, you read it.
It is Marilyn.
Yes.
Marilyn Joyce is her email.
Oh, M Joyce is the email.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Level Mate Pro.
We did that, didn't we?
Well, you did.
Yeah, Mike.
Thank you.
Yeah,
yep,
Mike.
That was Mike. And then
okay,
we're gonna round this out.
Well, do you want to? We got to go back to the Maglites.
Why?
Which is gonna be hard.
It's gonna be hairy. It's gonna be hairy. Okay, so we have 1 year premium membership.
Go for it.
Rob. Congratulations, Rob. Rob Engel.
Rob Engel.
Yes. So congratulations. That's so exciting. This was a lot.
That was
stuff.
It was a lot.
These things.
Oh my gosh, I didn't do this.
Are so much fun. Okay, how are you gonna pick that?
I don't know. Here, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pull my Excel file and I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna come back out.
Okay.
With 3 names.
Okay.
2 for the Maglite.
2 for Maglite.
And 1 for the cone. And if I'm not back in 5 minutes, Trish.
Call somebody.
Call someone.
Call somebody. Wholesale warranties. I have a question. How do I recover my husband from an Excel sheet? You know, when I used to work in social work, there was one time we were doing this like big capital campaign, and I was trying to create this whole Excel sheet, blah, 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 blah. And I called Mark like, I don't know, 5 times in a row. And he's like, you know, there's like this little help button in the corner, and you can just type your questions up there. And I'm like, oh, why would I do that? And I could just call you. So anyway.
Now I don't let people know the skills I have. That's a better strategy. But the wife Trish knows everything. Okay. Yes. Richard Dakota is the name I pulled.
Richard Dakota, and is Richard Dakota getting a Maglite or?
No, that's this. That's why. That's why when I said Richard Dakota, I popped this up.
You did the cone. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now 2 more names.
Okay, 2 more names.
Random.
Okay,
random
so
number
Jenny,
generator.
Jenny, and the last name is Milau. Milau.
Malau? I don't know.
Jenny Malau.
I don't know, but I think that's how you would pronounce it.
Susan says, me. Let me go in here and see for me. Okay, last name for the Maglite is Larry, and your last name is Swarford. Or pretty close to that. It's an Excel file, and it's very, very small.
Very, very small.
And the light is shining bright.
I want to say thank you. Thank you for hanging out with us here. Thanks for all of your input, for participating in the comments. This was a fun night.
Yeah, this was fun.
This was super fun. I would love to know, like, how the products are, and maybe even take a picture.
Yeah.
And throw in the hashtag E3 Camping so that we can see you using them. That'd be so much fun. And when you're on your next camping trip, if you tag E3 Camping, we can see what you're up to.
Yes.
Even keep your day trip.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
We love seeing what people are up to, because that is, and if you go on Instagram and use that as your platform to see, like, what should I do in this town? What are people doing here? What are people doing in camping? You'll learn so much because people are so smart and they have ingenuity.
RVers are the best. And what I love particularly about E3 Camping members is that you've shown a commitment to take RVing seriously and do it properly, because at the end of the day, there's a lot going on. And Trish and I have had a couple situations where we've had a renewed sense of what?
Reality.
Yeah. I mean, backing the trailer into the pole was kind of like, all right,
heartbreaking.
I mean,
but that wasn't bad. I mean, that wasn't anyone. No one got
it was
hurt.
still a reminder to me that, you know, to be totally candid, the Airstream seems small to me. Coming from the Momentum, the Airstream seems small. It seems easy. It seems like no problem. And I found myself after, I mean, we went from Arizona, pretty much to Nova Scotia. We went to Maine and back. No incidents, no issues. And it's easy to get complacent. Rock climbers, the ones that have problems, have been doing it for a long time. It's easy to get complacent. And I guess the message here is, in the essence of E3 camping, never become complacent. Always take your time. Do the checklist.
Yeah.
Stay focused and know that it's serious, and because it is, and you know, you don't want something to happen.
That's right. So anyway, thanks for being here with us tonight. We enjoyed it, and we hope you have a great rest of your weekend.
All right.
So bye for now.